Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm gonna present you 10 bike hacks that I actually use on my own, so only those that I think they are really good. Just for those of you who don't know what a bike hack really is, a bike hack is a way of doing something not the normal way, and by doing that you can economize time, money, and for sure frustration. So yeah. So for the first hack, I'm going to show you how to store zip ties because, yeah, as everyone knows, zip ties can save you life if something goes wrong. So I have found a very good place to stash them, and this is underneath your top cap up here. So we're quickly gonna undo your top cap. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our zip ties and pass them through those little holes. So, and one more thing to say is that please do not loosen your stem, because otherwise the fork is just gonna fall straight out, and that wouldn't be good. The next hack is especially for those of you out there who ride e-bikes. So normally you want to apply your lubricant for the chain down here on those links. The problem is if you spin the pedals backwards on an e-bike, the chain doesn't go backwards because of the motor which holds it in place. A hack to do this is you have to take a bit. Here we have a T25, so we just place it in here. Then you come with your crank, and your crank is actually gonna pull on it. And now you can see the chain goes backwards and we can lube our drivetrain. So now I have another technique to apply lubricant to your chain, and this hack actually can save you money and also a big mess. So many people just take their lubricant, put it here, and then just pour it on there. What's then gonna happen is you're gonna have a lot of lubricant going onto your floor, and you don't want this, and also you waste lubricant. So what I do is I take the flask and I put 1 drop on every link, and actually this takes quite some time. So the next hack is for your cables in the front here, and the first one is if you have cables rubbing against each other, you can protect them by putting on a layer of this electrical tape. Here I have some, here I don't, and it just protects your cable a little bit. And yeah, because these can get kind of a little bit white and also just rubbed off, and you can see it, and that's not nice. So put this electrical tape on. And then the next hack goes hand in hand with all of this, and it's those zip ties. If you have the cables just slapping against each other, this makes a horrible noise when you're going over rocks or roots and all of this rough stuff, and also you can damage your cables. And so I put zip ties on. Here you can see I just put 2 together like this and like this, and then they can slide, so you can still turn your handlebars, no problem. And you don't need to make it this complicated. You can also just take the back brake and the shifter cable together. This is already very good. So the next hack is for you GoPro fans out here. Here, this is my GoPro, and normally you take one of those things to mount it on the mount basically. So you take this, put this on, and then you have this screw here, and you need to screw this in, and sometimes it's just that it isn't really tight, and you can see this flops around, and actually this is just a plastic and it can slip on the metal. So much better is if you have a screwdriver, you can put it in there and screw it on real good like that. Another alternative, we're gonna tighten this real quick. Another alternative is an 8mm Allen key for this screw here. You can also just tighten it down as much as you want. For sure, another alternative is a screw with a wing here. Those work great as well. You have a bit more leverage, and I think this one goes with an 8mm Allen as well. So yeah, here you have the maximum security and no slip for sure. So the next hack is, what if you have messed up this GoPro patch on your helmet? This is actually a bad method, so you can do it, but it's just the last thing you want to do. So just make sure you're gluing it on correctly. But if, however, you need to get it off, take a flathead screwdriver, go under there and just make like this. By the way, I'm not going to use this patch again because it's, yeah, completely unsticky by now. Oops. So, we've got it off, and now what if this was a new sticker and you wanted it to fit it here, or you've just taken it away and you somehow still want to reuse it? There is one good way to do it. First of all, we're gonna have to put on safety gloves because it's gonna get a little bit, not dangerous, but yeah, just take care. Then I take this little heat gun here, and yeah, then you just heat up this glue, and now it doesn't go on. Wow. Then let it be for 24 hours and your patch should stick well onto your helmet or whatever surface you want to fit it on. Okay, the next hack is actually to get your bike back if it gets stolen. So if your bike somehow gets stolen and then someone finds it and you need to prove that you're the real owner, there is one way to make it really easy for you. And that's by taking off the grip. I already unscrewed this screw, so just slide off the grip. Take a piece of paper. Then here you would have to write your name, your address, maybe your phone number, or all of this stuff. Then we're just gonna roll this piece of paper and stuff it into your handlebar. And the thing is, if you can predict that this piece of paper will be in here, there's no way this is not your bike. So if someone really needs to know that that's your bike, you can say, well, look into the right side of the handlebar, there's gonna be my address and everything. If it's there, it's sure your bike and you can have it back. The next hack is for your air top cap, and sometimes these get really stubborn, and it's really tempting to take one of those out and crack it loose with that, but that's just gonna damage it and then it's gonna look horrible. A way better idea is to take your shock pump. This is, by the way, the pump you inflate your fork and damper, your shock with. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this as a hammer. We go here, then we just try to punch it loose. And like this, it went loose, and you can really use this edge here as a hammer to tap loose your fork air top cap. So for the last hack, we're gonna build a good old Chainstay Protection for this a little bit older bike. All we need for this is an old tube. Make sure it's a broken one, because we as mountain bikers, we like to use broken stuff to build cool new stuff out of it. So you need an old inner tube, 2 cable ties, and a pair of scissors. So what we're gonna do now, wrap it around the chainstay. Make sure you pull hard on it. Yeah, I've got a little much tube. And then just nicely wrap it all the way around your chainstay. And then once you have about 2 turns, you take one of your cable ties, you put it right at the beginning, and you tie this down nicely that we have this secure here. Then you can go on wrapping it around. And what this does, it first of all, as you can see here, the chain slaps on this chainstay quite a lot, which makes a lot of noise, and that's just annoying, and it gives a bit of protection to your bike. So we're gonna do this until about here. Then we're gonna take our second zip tie, put it around, cut them to size, and that's it. Those were 10 hacks I personally use and I think are very useful to use in your normal life as a mountain biker. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And I actually have way more hacks to show you. So if you want to see more of those, just show us by clicking the like button, subscribing, and writing a comment about it. Maybe you have a hack you want us to explain and to have on video. You can also write all of this into the comments. And yeah, click here to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.